Bridget Bartlett here. I am the president of Vision Marketing and Design.com, and today we are live inside of my Vision Marketing and Design team training. We are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to find out more about my team, you can go to visionmarketinganddesign.com. And today what we're going to do is actually continue on our series of how to create a restaurant agency with no experience or techie skills. This is actually incredibly easy. And one of the things that we're doing is right now is we are creating a template that can be used easily for any type of restaurant. So we're basically creating a generic website template that can easily be customized, because to keep the costs down, we need to keep our time down, right? So we need to make this as simple to swap out as possible. We've already talked about the options with an online ordering system that we can easily integrate into any website. So we've talked about all those things. Now it's time to create the template, because eventually we want to launch this business, okay? So if you've missed any of the previous training, definitely go back on my YouTube channel and check out the playlist. You can also, if you're a member of my team, you can check out the visionmarketinganddesign.com/replays and check those out there, okay? So let me actually get logged in and get started on today's training. So I'm going to click here and go to the live broadcast. And I'm going to enter my name here. Straight. And I see that Frankie is here, and Val, Linwood, Maria. Hello, the other Maria. Frankie again. Hello, hello. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this off to the side because we have plenty of things we want to talk about, and we want to get this finished up today. Okay. So, first things first, here is the website template. If you've missed any of the training, this is basically what we're recreating. We're integrating the Gloria Foods reseller program with the Builderall tools. So we are using Builderall or the Gloria Foods menu option widget, and we are recreating the template so that we can utilize the Builderall tools for that. So let's go actually dive into the website. So I'm using the Cheetah website builder. I've already chosen my website. I'm going to go ahead and click here to actually edit. So you'll see that we only have one page. Let me show you actually what the page looks like live, because you'll see we have our global header up here. We've put a widget here for the reservation and the order buttons. We've created our main header here and a subtitle, and we've also added an iframe for the menu reservation buttons as well. We've created our menu here. There's actually a rotation banner. This is basically all the same, so you'll only see this title change, but as you flip through here, it will flip through all the different menu options. There's also basically like an About Us section with images that you can easily swap out if they provide them for you. And we have a placeholder here for special offers, okay? You can actually build in special offers inside of the Gloria Foods dashboard, the restaurant owner view. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to actually, let me go back here. We want to actually add... We already did that part. We don't need to do this because we already added the menu. So what we really need to do today is we need to, one, create a banner for our website, but we also need to add in the QR code, and we want to feature the mobile app, okay? Because this is a landing page, it's really important that we add in all the really important information as far as, if they're standing at the restaurant door placing an order, or they're online or something like that, we want to make sure that they know they can download the mobile app, they can scan the QR code. We want to make sure that all of that information is relevant, but also because it is services that are provided inside the Gloria Foods dashboard, okay? So again, if any of this is not making sense to you, go back and check out the previous training videos, because we've talked about all this up to this point. And we also need to embed a map. So you can actually, I'm going to show you two different ways. You can embed a map of the restaurant location through Google and just simply embed it, or you could actually create a radius map for the different delivery areas. Like you can see here, there's zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Now, there are widgets that you can use, okay? But you have to keep in mind these are low budget clients because they're, our target audience with this is restaurants that have no website and they have no online ordering. Okay, so that's the solution that we are wanting to provide them. But since it is a relatively inexpensive solution, we need to make sure, again, that we're keeping our costs down, and widgets cost money. So I'm going to show you a free way to create just an image instead of an embed where you can put the different delivery areas and so on. So, and then of course we could add a little thing here that says new online ordering if we wanted to. But really the most important thing is we want to highlight the mobile app and the QR code and the delivery areas. Okay. So let's go back to our website now. And I'm actually just going to create a new panel. So let's just add a blank panel here. And for this one, we are going to highlight the mobile app. So I'm going to go to Add and Elements, and we'll go to Image. And I'm going to pull up a vertical image because I actually have an image of the mobile app that I'm going to use, and it's vertical. But I want to expand this panel because I like to have too much working space. I don't like to have to be squeezing things below. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here to edit the image, go to General Settings, and change image. Now I'm going to look for the photo I was going to use to show the mobile app, and I have several, but I want to choose, like this one is a really good one. So I think I'm going to choose this one. All right, so I'm going to click Save. And now we have a super cool image of our mobile app. Okay, so now if you see on this one, it shows there's a Google, get it on Google Play. Okay, because we want to put a button there where they can download their app. So I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to, they have a sample where they can check it out. So I'm just going to put that there. So we have something like a call to action on our button that we can demo. Okay, because if this is the template, you may want to give them this template and say, hey, check it out, see what you think. So I'm going to go to now Add, and let's choose a button. Okay, so I'm going to go to Button, and I'm just going to pull this in. Now, if we go to Canva, let's say this button is, actually, let's go back here. Do we want to, let's say we'll just make this button this big. Let's actually see how big that is. Let's use the ruler. And it is, let's see, about 250 by 100. So let's just say that. Or I think it's actually 100 by 250. No, 250 by 100. And create design. And that looks about right. So let's look at photos, and then let's just search Google Play. So surely, oh, maybe we need, instead of photos, we need elements. So let's look here for Google Play. Okay, so we're definitely getting closer. Hopefully there is one that says, get it at the Google Play store. Maybe if we type in store, it'll be more specific. Oh, here we go. That's a good one. Let's see. Okay, I think that one might work. All right, so let's just stretch this out here. We want to make it as big as possible because it's actually the size that of that button. And let's say this is actually, let's do the internal size here. So the actual size here is 230 by 53. So let's actually just resize that. So we're going to say 230 by 53 and resize. And then now let's go ahead and stretch this all the way out. I do want to leave just a little bit of space here, a little edge, but I want it to take up the whole button. So that's why I want to make sure that mostly it is inside of the button. Okay, so now it's centered, and you know that because of the grid lines there. So we're going to call this Google Play Store button. And let's download, and we'll download transparent. So we need to choose PNG. Click here to transparent. We'll go ahead and compress it and then download. Okay, so let's now go back to our website. I'm going to click here to edit the button. And if you go to general colors, and you'll see background image. So I'm going to click here, and then let's go ahead and upload our image. So I think it is downloads the browser. So Google Play. Nope, I think it is in downloads. So Google Play. Okay, well, apparently it's not there. So let's see where it is. My Drive downloads. Okay, so let's go to select file and Google My Drive. And where's the downloads folder? Downloads. I swear I spend most of my day looking for things. Okay. Google Play Store button. And let's select and save. And you'll see now we have the Google Play Store, but it looks all weird because it has the color and it has a headline there. So we just want to get rid of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just make this completely, actually we won't have a hover effect at all. And we will make this completely transparent. And let's go here and we'll make the headline completely transparent. Okay, so now we just have this button. So now it's a clickable button. Let's make sure to size it how we want it to be. Okay, so that looks good. And of course we can set the link. So click here. And let's go ahead and paste our demo link, and we'll have it open in a new tab, because anytime you're setting a link to do anything outside of your website, always have it open in a new tab, because you want them to always have the ability to come back to your website. I mean, the goal is always to keep them on there, but sometimes you need to send them out to try other things, and then they can just click out of that and come back. Okay, so we already have that here. Let's put here order on our mobile app. So I'm going to add this here, and let's go ahead and add some text, because we always want to be very specific to tell them what to do. Okay, so let's put let's see, so we'll just say download today on the Google Play. Is it called a store? I think it is, on the Google Play Store. Okay, so we'll put that here. And if we wanted to, we could get, snazzy and put some, arrows around it or something. If we wanted to do that, we could maybe, if we want to add some shadow, like let's click here. We just want to make sure that this button it's very clear that it is a clickable button. So maybe we want to add some animation, and let's just have it flash when it's visible. So we'll choose flash, and then it will do it slow. It gives you a preview right there of how it does it. Let's go ahead and add some shadow, just a little dark shadow. And let's just move the blur out just a little bit. And maybe we want to add a border. Let's just see what a border looks like here. And let's change the color. We'll choose a branded color there. So let's see what that looks like now. Okay, so it does kind of look like a button. Not quite sure if I like the border or not. But, of course, we can always actually, maybe let's try it black. Because black, again, that would be one less thing that needs to be edited, right? In case it's a different business altogether. Actually, I think I hate that. Let's take and say no border. Okay. So it's a little bit, because of the shadow that we put, it's a little bit raised. So I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and save, because we did do enough work there. And now the next thing that we need is, we've added the mobile app. Okay, that's fine. Now we need the QR code. So how do you get the QR code? Well, they can actually, inside of the Gloria Foods dashboard, and this is my reseller dashboard, so Vision Food Hub is my brand. They are inside the dashboard. They actually created themselves because it is a basically DIY software for restaurant owners, okay? So all they have to do, once they've gone through the basic setup and all that, and they've entered, their website, then it automatically creates this, okay? So I'm just going to download. You'll see that it's branded. So I'm just going to download this image. So we will say QR code restaurant. And then save. Okay, now let's go to Canva. And we need to, we're going to create a new image. So let's resize. And I like to do about 700 by 5. Or actually, no, because this is going to be like a vertical image. So we need to do like 500 by 700. That's about the average size that I use for like images that are just like intermittent on the website. So I'm just going to upload this. Oh, but it downloads as a PDF. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my snipping tool that everyone has on their Windows computer. You just type in snipping if you don't have it. So it actually showed up here. And then I'm going to click new. And then I am just going to snip this image. And now I'm going to click edit and copy and go back to Canva. And then I'm going to click inside of my canvas. And then I'm going to click Control V to paste. So now we have our QR code. And now I'm just going to say QR code image. And we will download. Now, since we are downloading an image and we don't need it to be transparent, we definitely want it to be the smallest size possible. So we're going to choose JPEG and then we're going to click download. Now let's go back to our Cheetah website and we need to add a new panel, but it doesn't have to be very different from this previous panel that we have. So let's just go ahead and duplicate. All right, so now we have this. Now we have this image that is the same size. Let's just go ahead and rotate just because that looks more user-friendly there. And I'm going to just delete this button. And let's put this here. And let's upload our QR code image. So I'm going to click Change Image, select File. And let's look for QR code. There we go. QR code, JPEG. And open, and now we have our image. So I'm going to click here, and there we go. So there's our QR code image. I'm going to shrink that up just a little bit, and then we can say, let's just delete this. And then we will say, scan for menu and order. Scan for menu. Scan code for menu. Okay, center, and let's center, and that was easy enough. It already has the instructions there. That's why we don't really need to put any. I'm just going to make that a little bit larger though, and center. Okay, so now we have one more. Let's go ahead and delete again. This one, we're going to add the map, okay? So let's put delivery locations. Okay, and we can delete, actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and delete. We'll start with a fresh image. All right, we've done enough work. Let's definitely save. And I'm going to show you two ways because one, it's just a helpful tip because, if you're doing local business websites, you always need to have like an embedded Google map in there. But if you have to choose and you're doing like a restaurant with delivery, you may want to do both, right? Because if it's not delivery, then you can have the location where people can pick it up. But if it is delivery, then you can have the image with the delivery map, right? So I'm going to go ahead and we want to add an image. image. Okay, so we'll do the radius map first. So I'm going to add an image here, and we'll just spread this out. Now, there is a website that I use. Like I said, that of course, there's a million ways that you can do things. This website that I use is free, and it just allows you to draw a circle on a radius. So it's actually, it's free. I'm going to share this with you guys in the chat here. So you definitely check that out. This is the resource that I use. Okay, so you want to put in the address of the restaurant. So let's use, for example, this one here. Let's see if it has the address. Maybe contact us. Okay, so we have this address here. So I'm just going to copy that and take it back to our map. And I'm going to paste. And now we want to choose, what is our delivery area, right? What's the first circle basically that we want to create? So a 10-mile radius, I mean, usually that's pretty far for delivery, but let's say the first circle we want is a 10-mile radius. So let's go ahead and click here to add a new circle. Now you can move this around. You can do whatever you want to. Automatically it will put, wherever that is, and then draw a circle with a 10-mile radius. You can always shrink it down just a little bit. You can expand it. There's, you can change the colors here. So let's say we wanted it to be blue. You would double click here, and then you would need to change that. Definitely play. Oh, edit circle. That's what you have to do. So if you have multiple delivery areas, this is why this is good, because maybe you do want a 10-mile, or let's shrink it down. Okay. So let's maybe the first one is a 5-mile radius, but they also deliver to like maybe the Bronx on this map. Okay. So let's go ahead and add a new circle, and we could shrink this down a little bit and move it over. And so we could just add the Bronx. Maybe we want a different color. So let's like choose this red. Actually, let's click here to edit. And then now we have the red. And then maybe they also deliver over here to this little town outside of their area. So we can add a new circle. Oops. Bring that in. And bring this out here, like maybe it's this area, but let's change the color so we can differentiate. So now we have maybe green or something. So I'll click edit circle. Okay, so now we have, oops, let's remove that one. Okay, so now we have our map. Now, because this is a free tool, you can't embed it, but here's what we're going to do. We're just going to make it an image. Okay, so I'm going to click here, and I'm going to just snip the image. Right? So that is going to be my image. Now, maybe I wanted the image to be a satellite image. Okay, so you could choose that if you wanted to, but typically for maps, it's this standard image so that you can easily see, the layout of the town and where all the highways are and things like that. But you do have that option. You can make it look however you want to, and then just snip the image. Okay, so once you have that image, what you need to do is come over here to Canva. I'm going to resize this now, and we'll say, let's just make it 700 by 500, or actually let's make it actual square, or no, 700 by 500. That's what we'll do. Resize. So now I'm going to make sure I copied it. I'm going to click edit and copy, and then I'm going to click Control V to paste. So now I have my image here. I'm just going to expand this out a little bit. You can also do like that. Okay, so that's my image, and I'm going to say delivery map. Oops. Okay. Not 2 pages, Bridget. All right, so now I'm going to delete. I want it to be the smallest possible. I'm going to choose JPEG. Now let's go to the map. I'm going to click here to edit the image and change image and select file. And I'm going to type delivery map. So there's my image, and open. And here's my image, and save. Okay, so now we have this. Now you can see here that they actually, let's go back to the home page. They have, these little colors here to differentiate, and obviously you could do all that, but let's just, for the sake of putting in the text, let's go ahead and add that here. So let's go back to our website. There we go. And just like the other one, we could change this color. So let's actually make this whole panel. Let's change the background color to a branded color. So maybe we want this one. Nah, not that one. Yeah, that one looks good. Okay, so let's make this white so we can see it. Just going to click there and then click the little A to change the color, and we'll make that white. Now we have our delivery zones here. Let's shrink this up a little bit because we don't need it to be that wide. Let's add some more text over here. So we probably need a title text. So we could choose this. Let's double click and we're going to highlight and then Control Shift V to paste. And we'll change the color as well to white. And then let's stretch this out a little bit. Let's see what they have here. They have a little line, which is a good idea because you want to divide. So let's click here. Let's go to Elements and Return. And then we have, what do you know? We have a lines. So let's choose a horizontal line. And maybe we want to change this to a branded color. So I'm going to click here and go to Border. And let's choose this red. Okay, so now we have that. Now let's see what else. Looks like just some paragraph text. So let's go back to our website and let's add some paragraph text. So go to Elements and we'll do that. And then we'll add some paragraph text here. Let's change this to white. So there we go. And just for, just to make it more appealing, let's like choose and break this up. Okay, so now we have two blocks of text. All right, and then now we have another title. So let's go ahead, go back here, and let's go to add an elements, and let's choose like a title 6 here. And we need to make this white. So you can see we are just quickly moving through this, okay? Because we don't, the beautiful thing about templates is we don't have to worry about, the content. That's usually the part that takes a while with clients. So I'm going to actually highlight that and then bold it. Now, if you look back here, it's like some bold text and then, it's basically the same size. So we'll go back and put 3 lines of text. And let's click here and then elements and we'll put some text here. And let's actually just make, we'll just make this, we'll delete this. And let's make this white so we can see what it is. Stop. Okay, highlight, and we'll make it white. Okay, so now we have this, and we can make this, let's say, zone 1, and we can make this bold. Let me click back in there. So I'm going to bold that. Okay, now let's just go ahead and duplicate this because we do have 3 zones. So we'll duplicate the zone 1, the zone 2, and the zone 3, and then get that format so we don't have to worry about it. So, of course, it does take just a second to duplicate. So I'm going to take a drink. Let's duplicate rather, one more time. Duplicate. And of course, I want to show you because here's the cool thing when you have, when you put things on panels is you can hide. Okay. So what you could do on your template is to create the template with a delivery like we're doing here, and then actually duplicate or just create a new panel. So let's actually do that. Let's create a blank panel. Let's make this larger because like I said, I like it to be, I like to have plenty of working space. So we'll make it larger and then we'll say location. Location. Oops. Spell it right. Location. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab that address again. Where was it? Oh, on the contacts page. Oh, okay, so here's the address. Now what we can do is go to Google Maps. I'm just going to search that address. And I'm going to click on the map. And, oh, let's see, actually, I don't think, because it's not a real restaurant, I don't think it's showing up. So let me actually, so when you click on your restaurant, right, whatever the location is, it's going to show up here, and then you can actually click here for directions. And then there's an option to embed. So let me look here, and where's it at? More. Okay, share or embed map. So now you just need to click here to embed, and then you get your iframe code. Okay, so that's actually the directions though. Where is, I didn't want directions. I wanted the actual location. So maybe, wait, I think it is, darn it, you guys. I have several ways of doing this, but send, dang it. Sorry, guys. I know that there is a way to embed this. I just can't remember. I think because I'm looking up websites instead of addresses. Let's try this address. Okay, then click on the map. Okay. Here's where it is. You type in the specific address, and then you can choose the code, okay, from that specific address. So let's, because that wasn't real, it wasn't letting us, but when you choose a specific location, it will let you. Okay, so then you take the add, and then you go to elements, and go to iframe, and then you drag that in. You see it's already a map. So you can click here, and then click here to, on the little pencil, to edit the iframe, and then paste in your embed code and click apply. So when you stretch this out, now there's a couple little tips here, okay? So when you stretch this out, you'll see that this is the size it is, but that's not always the size that you want it to be, okay? So you can actually look at this code, and you'll see that it's 400, it's 600 height, and then it's 400, or it's 600 width, and then 450 height, okay? So what we want to actually do is, maybe we want to stretch this out to the whole panel, or maybe we want to stretch it out to where it's like this, okay? So let's type in, for the width, let's type in 1,000. So we're almost there. So let's type in 1,500. And that looks good. Actually, that's too large, because see, you see the gray line down here. So let's type in 1,200. So basically, however large you want it to be, where that gray line, the little scroll bars go away, that's always my determining factor. Okay, so we have 450 height, and then 1,200 width. Okay, it's still a little bit larger than the middle, so let's make it 1,100. All right, so I think that that looks good. We definitely want to get rid of this border. This is something that everyone forgets to do, and it makes a huge difference. So I'm just going to get rid of that border there. Now, here's the thing with these maps, though, is that if you go to the mobile view right now, let me save. If you go to the mobile view, it is not going to look good, okay? Because it's going to be sized like this, and it's not going to fit on the screen. So what you need to do is, let me click, that's fine. What you need to do is duplicate this. I know, it's crazy that you would duplicate. That's like all I do, because it saves so much time to be able to duplicate. All right, so I'm just going to duplicate this whole panel. Now, on the mobile view, I want it to be about like a 275 width is about what I typically make the map. Okay, so let me shrink this up a little bit, because I forgot to do that before I duplicated. Let me do the same thing here. I'm going to shrink this up just to get rid of some of that space. Now, I want to take this, and I'm going to click here. Now, this is the duplicate, okay? I'm not going to touch this one, because this is going to be the desktop version. I am going to adjust this one, okay? So I'm going to click here in the iframe, and then I'm going to go to the general settings, and now I want to make the width of this about 275. And now the height is 450. That's probably okay. So let's check it out. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Now let's go to the mobile view, because on the mobile view, we'll have both of them. Let me get a drink. You guys let me know if you have any questions so far in the chat. I don't see any, but feel free. Okay. Any day. You'll see I think this will help you understand too with the iframe how you can actually adjust the iframe and work with it on desktop and mobile. Okay, so you can see, you see our nice image there that shows our delivery areas, but then you see we have the two iframes. Now, obviously, this one, nothing you can do with this is going to make this look right on mobile because it's too large. Okay, so the image is actually in the iframe, so you can't do anything, no adjustments are going to make that look right. So what we're going to do is if you click on the outside here, you'll see that you can select the entire panel and it'll say panel there to make sure you have the whole thing. We just want to hide that. Okay, we're going to hide it on mobile because we don't want it to show. We want it to show on desktop. That's why we're not deleting it, but we want it to show only this one on mobile. So what I'm going to do is click here. You can see it's still cut off though. But what I'm going to do, click there, and then I'm going to go to minimum size, and then I'm just going to stretch this out. Now you see from the code here, if you look at the code, it says a height of 450. All right, so that's a good indicator of about where you want to be on your iframe size. Okay, because that's what we told it. We told it, hey, put this map and the size of 275 and 450. All right, so if you go back here, you'll see the minimum height. If we go to like 450, you'll notice that it pretty much looks perfect. Okay, because that's about what we told it to. But of course, with this panel, we still want to go through here. We want to make sure there's extra space on the top and bottom, so we want to make sure that it looks good, that we're happy with it. 480 looks good. It has, the right amount of cushion. So what we're going to do now is just go back to the desktop view. And now what we need to do is hide the mobile version panel on the desktop view. Now, what is cool about this is when you get a new client that needs a different website, you don't have to come back and then recreate all this stuff. You already have the sizing, you already have the layout, you already have all of that stuff. Okay, so you just need to unhide. So to hide a panel, you just need to click here to hide. Now you can see if you want to hide it on mobile, make sure you're on mobile. And then hide there. And if you want to hide it on desktop, be on desktop. Now to retrieve it, you just click up here and then you can click the little eye and then it will appear again. Okay, so it's really, really cool to be able to hide those panels. Now, if you have a restaurant, like I was saying, where they have a location for pickup, but they don't have delivery, now what you could do is just hide this panel on this specific client's website. And then if they ever do decide to get delivery, then you can just unhide the panel and then edit it for them. So you're not actually having to recreate and do all of that stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is actually hide this, and then we will just keep our delivery locations there. Now, let me see. So we did the mobile app, the QR code. Now what we need to do is create a banner for our website. Let me go back here. I'm going to save just to make sure, because we've done a lot of work. Want to make sure that we save it. And if you go to Canva, the size of the banner that I like to use is 1500 width. Okay, but depending on whatever type of website you're going to use, usually I go between 600 and 1000. So probably for this one, I would say about 1000 if I wanted to like cover up the whole screen. So let's go ahead and create that size. Actually, let's make it about 800 and then resize. Okay, so that looks good. Now we need a pizza shop image. Okay, so I'm just going to search image for pizza. And I like the images on the first fold. I like the images that have, this area here because it's always great for text. This would be a good image if we wanted to, actually, that is a really great image. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do both of them. And I'm going to show you a super cool little design tip. All right, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to expand this. Now I'm going to choose Actually, I think I like this one better than that other one. So we'll choose this. And let's expand this. Let's move this over because we want to get more of that pizza. Because, you know, on that first fold, it is such a crucial part because that's the first opportunity you have to capture their attention. I like my text to be on the left-hand side. That's just my thing. So I want to flip this. I'm just going to choose here, flip horizontal. And now it's flipped the other way. So let's see if I actually like that. I feel like it kind of cut off more. Oh, here we go. That's better. All right. So I think that looks good. All right. So we're going to call this pizza header. All right. Now I'm going to download these and we'll choose JPEG and we'll download both pages. Continue editing. Let's go ahead and open this up in the folder. Let's double click and then extract all, because anytime we download multiple images inside Canva, it puts it in a zip folder, which is basically taking two files or multiple files and putting it into one. Okay, so now let's go back to Cheetah and let's go to the header. And I'm going to click here and click the little pencil to edit. And let's go to background settings and change image. Now we need to upload both of our images. So I'm going to click here, downloads from browser, and we call this pizza header. Let's see. Actually, let me go to. All right, so let me search actually, because I unzipped it. Pizza header. So here are my images. I'm going to just highlight so I can upload them both and click OK. And we could call this pizza restaurant. All right, and then let's call this pizza. Oops, pizza 2. That's good enough. Of course, I would be more specific if I were, you know, not just training. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click this restaurant image, and you'll see we have this beautiful, beautiful picture of a pizza. So now I'm just going to click here, and now that we have our image, we can go ahead and let's change these to white so that you can see them. And then one thing I do like to do sometimes is put a little shadow so you can actually do like maybe like a 2 with black because it's up against black and it just really makes that white text pop a little bit more. So now I'm going to just highlight this. Let's change this to white and let's align this to the left. We'll align this one to the left as well. Not because there's a right or wrong, but just because that's what I like. So, and then you can't really see, but I'm definitely going to change the color of the border so you can see where that iframe border is, just to make it a little bit more obvious. Now let's go ahead and save. And of course, we can take these. So now that we know, like this is the delivery map, right? We can put locked on here, so that we remember this is the size of our map, and then that way no matter you know, no matter how we need to change it, we know that this is the exact size, so we are just swapping out images. Okay, so I'm going to click file and then go to save to folder, and then let's find the pizza, or we could actually just create a new folder and we'll say map image restaurant and add to folder. Okay. Now we have the headers. Let's go ahead and do that as well. So we'll save to folder and we will create a new one and we'll say pizza restaurant headers. Okay. And again with the spelling. All right, so here is another cool thing that I wanted to show you. If you click here, you can actually set an image for the background. So I'm going to click here to set an image, and I was going to choose this one here. And then now if you go to, because that's the background image, if you scroll down to any of these, you could actually change the background. Like maybe let's choose this one here. So if you click here, you can actually go to the background settings, and then you can actually make this transparent, and you'll see that that image, as you scroll up and down, that's the background image, so it will not change. You can also do like some really cool effects here, like if you wanted to make it a little bit tinted, you know, a little darker, like maybe if you had some light text on here, like we could make this white instead. So if we highlight and then make it white, maybe again, we wanted to add a little black shadow to the text to make it stand out, we could do that. It does kind of look like yucky pizza right now, I think, because it's like grayish now. But we could definitely add, you know, maybe we want to add like this different, like one of our branded color tints to it and make it stand out a little bit more. You could do that. So definitely you could play around with it and see what you like. Maybe this one here. Want to add a little blue tint or something like that to it. That might be kind of cool. So let's go ahead and save. And that's fine. And the last thing that I wanted to show you today is how to now set the anchors, okay? Because we're creating a landing page, and like if you'll see here, here is our actual website. But we need these menu items to actually go to the, you know, the relevant banner. So isn't that a cool effect behind there? So we wanted to go to that banner, and actually looking at this, I should have done that like one of these maybe. Yeah, I would definitely play with this. I don't really like this area right here, so I would do something with that. But anyway, moving on. So I get so distracted by the design part. All right, so we need to now set the anchors. Okay, so in our menu, we have the menu. Okay, so the menu is actually going to be this panel right here. It's going to be the second panel. So I'm going to click here, even though right away they could click here because these will be the menu buttons. But if they want to click on the menu and actually see all of the menu options, then they can click here and then it will rotate. So what I want to do now is go to where it says anchor. Okay, and I want to click here because I'm in the panel settings and I want to create an anchor. So I'm going to call this menu so that it reminds me what it is. Now, if you look at the next item, food delivery. Okay, so now I need to scroll down to the delivery section or the delivery panel. I'm going to click here and then go to anchor, and we're going to call this delivery. And again, that's just so that we know which panel it is. And special offers. So let's scroll up here to where the special offers are, and that's this panel here. So I'm going to click to edit the panel, go to active, and then we'll call this special offers. I bet you guys guessed that. Special offers. And then contact us. Okay, so let's scroll down here, and it looks like we don't have a contact us section, but let's save. And that's fine. And we could either add a contact us page, but again, I really want to keep this one page. I want to make this really, really simple. So we just need to add a contact us option. Okay, so I'm going to go to add and then elements, and let's return, and then let's look for panels, and it says contacts. So you see here, we already have the option, and since we already added the map, we don't really need to again, but let's find, maybe this one looks good. All right, but of course we don't want it to be that color, so I'm going to click there, and we could actually make this transparent and show our awesome pizza there. And then, of course, we want to change this because we want it to be branded to us. And it's neutral, so let's go ahead and make it like a heading 2. We'll click out of that just to make it a default. We'll make it heading 2, and oh, all right. And then we chose Lato Black. And that looks, actually, let's just bring in, I don't like to change these from neutral to global. I like to just pull them in because sometimes when you go to like edit the panels and things you bring, it's just easier because I already have all the defaults set. So that's going to be my, let me type in here, contact us. Go ahead and delete this. Oops, not that. And trash can. And I never like these buttons to be not the full length. So if you go to general settings, or actually size, you'll see button width, and then you can make that 100%. I also don't like the rounded borders, so you could actually just go through and change this, and it'll make it pointed, I guess, pointed corners there, or I don't know how you would say that. Okay, so now we have this. Now let's go ahead and set this to the contact us. So we'll go to, where does it say? Anchor and active, and then we'll say contact. And there we go. So now let's click save. And technically, if this was my pizza shop and my client, I would try to upsell them to like the help desk, because then they could actually live chat with someone about their pizza. Like maybe they have a question or something and it's not very obvious. So that, you know, that could be an upsell. And it's also something that will cost you nothing else because you have the Builder All tools and it's just one of your tools, right? You could set that up for them and then not even have to do anything. All right, so I'm going to click save and exit now because I've already created my anchors for my panels. So now I need to go to the main header so that I can set that menu to go the places I want it to go. So I'm going to go to headers. And I'm going to click here to configure the menu. And you'll see it says menu here. And now we want to set the link. Okay, so I'm going to go to anchor. And I'm going to click here for menu. And then food delivery, I'm going to click here and then go to anchor. And then we have delivery and select. And then we have special offers. So I'm going to go to anchor and special offers and select. And then contact us. So I'm going to go to anchor and then contact and select and save and save. Now, because I edited a global element, which is what that header is, I always, to see the live changes, I need to click republish. So let's actually look at what this looks like. I definitely want to refresh a couple times to make sure that all my changes were made. And now if you click menu, voila, we go to the menu. Now if you click food delivery, it scrolls down to the delivery area. Now if you click special offers, goes to the special offers panel, and contact us. Goes all the way down to contact us. So you guys, that is how you create a simple pizza shop website. Now, again, like I showed you yesterday, to swap out these images, now we have all of the same size, all of those templates, everything is already created. Now we just need to simply duplicate, right? So I could go to, let's call this pizza restaurant template. Okay, I'm going to change the URL now because we are specifically, this is branded for pizza. Okay, so we don't want to have to look for this. We don't want to have to recreate it. We don't want to deal with it at all. We're just going to save this as pizza restaurant template. Okay, now I want to actually, I'm going to go to Cheetah now. And I am going to actually create a category. All right, so now we're going to call this restaurant templates. All right, now let me look for the pizza one. Here's my pizza restaurant template. You'll see that it's divided into published and unpublished sites to make it easier for you to find. You can also search up there. So I am going to save that to that category. All right, now that's easy for me to find because I can just go to categories, I go to restaurant templates when I get a client and figure out which template am I going to use for them. Now, when I do that, I'm just literally restaurant templates. You'll see that this pizza shop is the only one that shows up. Now what I'm going to do is just duplicate. So now I have two websites. Here's the one that's unpublished. So I'm going to go now to the settings and let's call this Chinese restaurant template. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and let's change this to Chinese. And let's take that copy away. I just don't like the copy. And then we'll copy this and this. And you'll see because we set the category before we copied it, that it automatically put it in that category. So now we're going to save. Now, all we need to do to change this to be a Chinese restaurant is simply swap out those images like I showed you yesterday, just by dragging the new image on top of the other one and then swapping those things out. So you guys can see how very quickly you can create a whole series of demo website templates that go perfectly with the Gloria Foods reseller opportunity. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this is really opening your eyes. I told you that I ordered some brochures. I'm really excited to launch this business and then show you like a real live case study of how it all worked and hopefully give you some motivation to go help these restaurant owners because they so desperately need your help. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you're not a member of my team yet, you can go to visionmarketinganddesign.com and join. You can also go to bridgetbartlett.com and sign up for Builderall if you don't have an account yet, and you also get a free membership of my program if you become a Builderall member through bridgetbartlett.com. So I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until then, go make your vision a reality.